Sage Wanderer coming at you from my van down by the river. So, Roseanne Barr kind of stepped in it, didn't you? I'm sorry. You know, those of us that are kind of somewhat fans of Roseanne down through the years, the main and sometimes the only reason that we like her is that she isn't playing a character. You know, the person that you see on her show is pretty much who she is. That she's always been kind of what the old men would have called a crass broad. You know, she's always been loud, opinionated, and obnoxious. And honestly, this last version of hers is quite a bit more subdued than what we had to go through during the 80s. I mean, can I remind everyone how Roseanne and her then husband, Tom Arnold, went on this cross-country cocaine binge where they would go on David Letterman tripping out of their mind on cocaine and, and just talking about all kinds of crazy crap? That this new kind of conservative, older retiree that has emerged as she has matured is a much more watered-down version than who this woman used to be. And if anything, her character is toned down from who the real person is. That the character is less out there than the actual actress is. And so it doesn't surprise me that she is once again at the center of controversy. Now, about what she said in her tweet that started all of this. I understand how what she said was, can be construed as racist and can be very hurtful, okay? But at the same time, I think it mainly comes out of ignorance. And ignorance and an uncouthness that has really it captured our whole country. And I blame her because she started it. I mean, people were pretty polite. I mean, even people who would say awful things would do it in such a eloquent way back in the old days that it was a lot less hurtful. And they still made their point. And that this whole thing of attacking someone based on how they look instead of what they say is, I think, at the core of this and can lead to more problems like this, whether it be racial or just plain bullying and meanness. And that's a characteristic of Roseanne that's been with her since the beginning. She's a loudmouth bully. And you either love her or you hate her or you're indifferent. And I've kind of been indifferent, although I've been a fan of this show because of what it talked about and the timing of it all. And that, I think they were doing a fairly decent job on the show of tackling some of the issues politically that's facing America today. The division between us as seen between her and her very own sister. And also the generational weirdness that's occurring between the younger generation and those of us that are Generation X to aging baby boomers, and the clash of ageism. It was all encapsulated in that show, and I'm really sorry to see the show go. But this takes me back to a video that I did not too long ago. Let's see, it was called Demonic Tools Used to Corrupt Communication. And in it, I talk about how when you're arguing with someone and trying to make a point, any point, whatever your point is, and you have to resort to, well, your mama dresses you funny, or you look stupid, or yeah, dummy, butthead, when you reduce yourself to these childish insults to try and get a laugh, to try to get some ridicule, to try to drum up some support in the room full of, in the peanut gallery, if you do that to impress your toadies, you're a bully. Roseanne Barr, as much as I did like your show, and we, technically are on the same side when it comes to the Trump train, I got to say this, that was a bullying thing to say about that woman. The woman you were talking about. Now, let's make this perfectly clear. If you're not aware of this, this wasn't some random attack just because this woman happens to look a certain way or be unusual looking, and that was what drew. No, this was her discussing this woman's politics. Roseanne was discussing this woman's politics, her position in our political struggle between right and left right now. And Roseanne Barr, reduced herself to a schoolyard bully when she talked about the way this woman looked. Forget that what she said was racist. I know you won't be able to, but forget that it might have been construed as racist. And, Alex Jones stopped defending her because this woman may, in fact, have resembled an actress in makeup. Physically, she might have resembled that actress from that movie when she was in her makeup. And I don't know that and you're trying to defend Roseanne and saying that Roseanne wasn't trying to say she looked like an ape, but that rather she looked like that actress. I'm just taking that argument and putting it over here as irrelevant, because to me, the problem starts when you reduce to nanny nanny boo boo, stick your face in doo doo. That when you reduce your argument to this childish bullying schoolyard behavior, when you attack someone how they look, maybe when you attack someone's accent, or if you attack someone's clothing, if you attack someone's lifestyle, it means you're losing the argument. It means, I just noticed my fingernails are dirty. I've been in the garden this morning pulling some weeds. So, made me lose my train of thought. This is a good video. I'm going to keep going despite my dirty fingernails. Hey, dirt under your fingernails, that means you're in touch with the earth. But this thing with her is really, to me, yes, it became about race. But at its core, it's about this bullying thing, this dumbing down of our argument. I mean, Roseanne, did you really help our cause? I mean, didn't you hurt our cause? Didn't you lose the argument when you had to resort to attacking this woman's appearance? That this is the problem that I also have with Trump, that he'll go down that road to childishly attacking someone's appearance. Hey, it wouldn't surprise me at all if some bully out there is triggered by what I'm talking about because he hates to hear the truth, and he does this all the time, and if they don't come on here and attack my looks, oh, let me help you out. Let's see, you can attack my eyes. They're weird, and they're offset, and they're not right. There's a wide spot between my nose. Oh, yeah, you can attack me because I'm old. I'm an old, tell them what animal I look like. I kind of think I look like a billy goat, honestly, or like a baby Bigfoot or something. It's irrelevant to the argument. Stick to the facts. Stick to the politics. Stick to your point. If you have to reduce your argument to childhood schoolyard bullying, then you have lost the mental argument, and you are a mental midget. You should resign and walk away from the argument before it goes there. And honestly, racism and making racial statements and attacking someone's race in an argument that you're losing is the ultimate bottom-feeding behavior. Now, having said all of that, having thrown Roseanne completely under the bus, and probably making some of my core viewers angry, I want to, like always, I'm kind of in the middle on things. I'm usually not very extreme in either direction, except when it comes to the Second Amendment. But let's talk about this concept. Did Roseanne Barr deserve to lose her job? Did Roseanne Barr's show deserve to be thrown under the bus, even though the show was doing a good thing? Did Roseanne Barr's staff, all of the other actors, all of the electricians, the lighting guys, the cameramen, the producers, the catering staff, did they all deserve to lose their gig because Roseanne Barr resulted to a bullying maneuver when honestly trying to attack someone that she was mentally incapable of indicting, so she had to go down that road? Does her stupidity in her personal political life? Let's make a point here. Even though she said something racist and bullying, this woman was discussing a political point, trying to make up. This was political speech. It is protected because it's political speech, technically. And also, you should take this into consideration. Let's forget that it was racist for a moment. Let's just suspend disbelief, go down this road with me, so you can see the ethical conundrum that we're facing with this case, okay, and what it means for everyone. Because I've indicted Roseanne Barr. I thought it was stupid on many levels and way beneath where she ought to be in her position in the world. But having said that Roseanne's going to be Roseanne, is her political speech protected, and is an employer allowed to attack you for your political speech? Case in point, let's say we go back, let's say we can go back before the election, or you can look ahead to the 2020 election. And let's say you're a Trump supporter, but your boss is convinced that Trump is a racist, and if you vote for Trump, you must also be a racist. Let's say maybe you have a minority boss who can't stand, who has the Trump-hating syndrome, and you put a Trump sign up on your lawn and he fires you for it. Should he be able to fire you for your political speech? Now, you may be saying this is apples and oranges, but I really don't think it is. In fact, I think this is a precedent-setting case. I think now this signals to all businesses and companies that if you are on the left and someone on the right works for you and you don't like their political speech, that you can silence them with the threat of firing them and making them lose their gig, or you can just can them to be a total jerk. And although I completely disagree with anything that Roseanne Barr said in that tweet, I disagree with the whole premise of it from the get-go. Forget the racism, even before that. You lost the argument. You couldn't make your point without resorting to childhood behavior. So, having said that, does she deserve to lose her job? Isn't this economic blackmail? Isn't this punishing someone for their political points of view? I mean, if your employee is racist on their own time and they're not racist at work, can you fire them for saying racist things on some other setting off of property with nothing to do with your particular business? ABC, like always, you anti-Trump networks, you left-wing controlled communist mouthpieces have screwed the pooch again. And I will never watch anything on any of those three networks. And to tell you the truth, the only thing I watched ever on those three networks for the past year, the only thing since the election, really, that I have been watching on regular television, and why I came back to regular broadcast television, was for the Roseanne show. To see this political discussion played out in comic form, and to see us all hopefully lighten the heck up and be able to talk about our differences without it getting personal. So goodbye to the networks again. I won't be coming back. I only came back to see her and her show. And I don't believe she deserved to be fired, although I absolutely hate what she did. I don't think people should be fired for their political beliefs, and I don't even think they should be fired for saying stupid crap, as long as they don't do it to a customer at work. As long as they don't do it to a coworker. Your personal life should be your personal life. Really, this isn't that much changed from what if a Christian person, for instance, said, a Christian business owner said, you can't, if you move in with your girlfriend without being married, I'm going to fire you. And they do it, and they move in, and they're not married, and he fires them. Because that's a choice. They don't have to live together. That's a personal choice, just like any other personal choice. Does a boss have the right to fire you for things in your personal life that aren't being played out at work? That's the question of the day. I don't want to make this about racism. To me, it's about bullying. She just used racism as the bat to beat this person with when she lost her argument. God save our republic.